Hey Wayfinders, we've got to take a moment to shout out two of our newest patrons, Gold Dragon Timmy Go and Platinum Dragon Mine Hack. Thank you both for joining the party, and I'll see you guys later on the Discord. Also, we've had a flurry of awesome conversations and recent comments on social media that we want to share. A shout out to faithful listener Emily H, because we saw your post about episode 91 with that hashtag roll for seduction energy. And to Kay Kaiser, who said, I'm one of the 2 listeners you guys have left, lol, hashtag goblin of love. Well, we're not saying the JC and Akosa subplot's gonna get a spinoff, but we also know that in this podcast, we love a good bonus scene. A second comment from HeidiOD3458, who said, binging the podcast and loving it. Man, that is one of the highest compliments. We're honored to help make your work time more fun, and we're so glad that you're enjoying the banter and the chaos. Also, huge thanks to Black Lego for the thoughtful breakdown on initiative, crit successes, and fails, and also for the suggestion about handling conversations when someone's in a supernatural form. That's the kind of insight we love seeing the Wayfinder community bringing to the chat. Last but not least, at Family Stone 78 dropped a bombshell about the start of episode 80 that is a game changer for GM Stacy. Look for the consequences of that knowledge to become a nightmare for one character in particular. Thank you to everyone who's listening, commenting, being part of this journey with us. Keep the ideas, the theories, the wild speculation coming. We're reading it, we're loving it. And if you write a review or drop us a comment, there's a huge chance we're going to read it right here on the show. Join the party at patreon.com/reddirtdnd and to get your name in the hat for the 100th episode giveaway.
Something special is coming for our patron supporters. In honor of episode 100, Wayfinder Legends will be giving away exclusive merch and a hardcover copy of Lost Omens: The Mwangi Expanse. If you're not a Patron Dragon yet, join us for as little as $5 at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. And keep listening to Wayfinder Legends for all the giveaway details.
Here we are at 92, and you've just learned about their battle against quote-unquote the darkness, and how it bled and it cursed the land, and how the first guardians had to sacrifice themselves so their souls could be turned into weapons to kill it.
And Fawin's hand kind of absentmindedly goes down to that shape-shifting dagger.
Oh, wow. There's no way. Boddy leans over to Fawin and he says, you think they're being literal? Is there a real battle against the darkness, or are they just talking about philosophy?
The darkness is how they refer to the hawk. Remember when I spoke his name and they asked me to refrain from saying it aloud?
Oh,
Just the darkness.
Stop saying the name.
Boddy, his ears kind of go back and down. He says, right, well, we definitely need to find out if they know about the invasion.
Yeah, if there's been some type of resurgence. Didn't we get some lore about how they had surged in and taken that temple area?
Yeah, they said that the hawk cult existed for centuries, generations among the elves, and they haven't been a serious one in like 1,000 years, but this one was suddenly way more powerful, and they had a huge influx of force. They had like a large number of forces, and they surged in, and they actually captured the temple and held it for a little while until the last guardian, Hoodoo, returned and established dominance, shall we say, over the big pillar that they had built and were setting up. It was a pillar with a dragon head, and there was like some ritual stuff attached to it. Looked like it had been snapped off.
You know, we were in the middle of tense negotiations and being creeped out by Hoodoo. We never did check that pillar out or the wizard that was crushed underneath it. We probably should have checked him out for stuff.
Yeah. We plan on going back eventually.
Yeah. And as far as being literal or not, I don't know very much about it, but blood magic, sacrificial magic can be some of the most powerful known.
Boddy looks at Fawin and looks at her knife on her side and says, "You think those weapons they're talking about are like the one you're wearing?"
And Fawin realizes now that you say it that her hand had subconsciously gone down and touched it. And she kind of pulls her hand off and says, "Maybe, but I don't know. I think they didn't they say something about sacrifice themselves into the portal with Dahak, drove him back, sacrificing themselves to imprison him."
They sacrificed themselves to forge weapons that would pierce his scales.
I'm not sure. We should get clarification. If there is an actual weapon, a physical manifestation that we need to battle against him or his creatures,
Yes.
we might need to seek it out or find the one who wields it.
You look up and Niketia is there, and you notice that Osi, Pandam, and Atsu have appeared behind her.
Creepy.
And she beckons you. Come, we need to speak about matters.
Inara is just passed out, leaning on some elf guy after the whole
Yeah, but let us wait. And since she has you wait until everyone has left, right? Because after that, everyone picked up and went home.
Kind of that was a closing
That was
ceremony, like a memory.
Are the twins still behind her? Did they leave too?
No, we're still here. Okay. All right. So she's like, yes, we have very important matters to discuss. She stopped and goes, the Guardian may join us if she wishes. You hear, from up in the trees above you somewhere.
Okay.
And there's this little creature with the big mask descends down. It looks like on a spider's web. Kind of hangs there for a second, drops to the ground, rips a leg off the pork.
Creepy little gnomish witch
Creepy little
doctor
gnome
thing.
thing. Yeah, with the long clawed fingers and the big mask.
Oh.
And you see the dinosaur kind of go, drops down behind her. Again.
Likewise descending on a giant spider web?
Yep. He kind of descends down and then flips over and lands on his feet. And he's going through the leftover bowls and bones and stuff, just munching away. Yeah, he's having fun.
Boddy walks over to Inara and nudges her awake and says, "Right, we're going."
Oh, is the talking over?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we going now? It's isn't it time for bed at this point?
Well, they want to tell us something. Was the low light and the slow talking too much?
Yeah.
No, it was the bedtime story.
See, it works.
Yeah.
Look, if all she's gonna do is more talking, I'd rather just go lay down somewhere.
Maybe go by and check on Saffron.
Where is she?
Probably in her cabin, where we first found her.
You are all trying to track down the cultists who invaded your land, yes?
Yes.
The same ones who attacked our temple.
Yes.
The Cinder Claw, yes.
Well, he kind of just went through a portal. I don't know what the reason. I don't remember what the reason was, but
Okay.
As I first said after our arrival, we're here to help. We want to find out how to make sure this darkness does not come through to our world.
That is wise, to keep it imprisoned. The destruction it caused, I have heard only tales of. There are more tales than I told, and they are tales I do not wish to repeat. She just kind of shudders for a second. Ugh.
Boddy walks over and says, "There was a human woman on the other side who made contact with someone on this side, I think. Was making some kind of deal.
Really? With whom?
Don't know.
It was Alarok.
Yeah, Malalonk was the guy, the Cinder Claw. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, she had a deal with some kind of shadowy.
With Dorburger.
Yes. If there are people on the other side, of our side, working to spread this cult of the darkness, that could be dangerous for everyone.
You said there was someone on your side who tried to contact
Yes.
someone else? That someone who wanted the gate opened?
Yes. A magic user named Voss. Wanted to come through this gate.
I do not know this name.
She was in league with a Shauruka named Malarok.
Malaronk I have heard of. He is a lieutenant of the Cinder Claw. He was the one who escaped through the portal.
A lieutenant.
Yes.
I think it was Jossie who mentioned to us soon after we first arrived that this force that came through and took your temple area was larger than you'd seen in some time.
Yes.
Do you have any leads on where they came from or how they had collected such strength?
I do not know about their strength. They had the aid of a foreign wizard. I do not know why or how he was associated with them. Perhaps he knew he was connected with this Voss you speak of?
And yeah, that Fawin makes eye contact with Boddy when he says foreign wizard.
Who was she working for that wanted the portal open?
In her journal, she talked about working with a group called the Scarlet Triad.
I do not know of that group. Any symbol or name other than this?
And Fawin pulls Boz's notebook out of her bag and flips through and shows them the Norgorber symbol.
Yes, I have heard of this flesh ripper from far to the north. I believe there were some in what was once Sargava who worshipped him.
Oh.
But they fled or, well, were absorbed by the jungle and the nation fell. Any other symbol or name?
In her journal, she talked about the group called the Scarlet Triad. And she'll also show them
The symbol for the Scarlet Triad?
for the Scarlet Triad too when she mentions their name.
She goes, yes, the wizard that was slain by the Guardian. He had this symbol stitched upon his jerkin. It's a triangle with a circle in it.
Ah, so the wizard that Voss may have been in contact with may have been already dead.
That might be good.
Did you notice this symbol near White Bridge?
I did not, but I did not raid there. I will speak with my father, but he is indisposed.
Right. Well, we should go see if that wizard, if there's anything left of it, to see if there's any kind of information or any clues to see if that was Voss's contact. If that was the contact, that would be good. Right. Maybe the flow back to our castle will be stemmed. But if not, we'll need to find who they were in league with.
Do you know of any other settlements of foreigners that are nearby that have questionable motives?
I do not. We have driven out most of those who came to plunder our lands. We were taken completely by surprise by the Cinder Claw. Their numbers were far greater and more powerful than we anticipated. The Guardian kind of looks over at the little gnome creature with the big mask. The Guardian was essential in driving them off, slew many of their number. We have spoken with her about this, and the Guardian kind of looks up and goes, Hodo. Oh, Hodo. Yes. I think she means that they fled to the south and the east, most of them. There was a lone scout who went north. The Guardian thinks that they're sending an emissary to Anasanam, a dragon to our north. Green dragon, a powerful one.
Green dragon?
Hodo. The Guardian has offered to, she's kind of like trying to guess what the creature's talking about. He goes, the bulk of their forces were east and south. She has suggested that perhaps you should investigate that. The very mysterious things have been happening there. She will go north to deal with the dragon and see who to go. Do. Breaks a bone. Drops him on the ground.
Dang.
Yeah. She will speak with the dragon. There's this long pause, like.
Boddy says, which way is the portal from here again?
Due south.
We can stop there on the way.
Yes.
We've run into troubles that have tormented us.
Have they mostly been Sharuka, the baboon people?
There have been Sharuka and there have been Boggarts, the frog men,
Yes.
you call them?
We've encountered them.
Yes, or bullywug, I think. And there have been other things that are both one of those and not, like Boggarts and Sharuka that have been twisted by magic. Disturbing creatures. We call them the children of the darkness. We don't know what made them or how. Shortly after we drove the cultists away from the temple of Kedifis, we sent scouts to follow them east as they fled. Yet these scouts swiftly came to a spot in the forest they could not enter. When they tried, they were struck blind. They said it was as if the air had turned to embers and ash and they could not breathe or see. As if they were somehow caught in that terrible battle that our people fought against the darkness those thousands of years ago. We went and we studied the broken pillar that the Cinder Claw left behind in the temple after we drove them off. I could tell that some of it was meant to channel power against Ekujae in particular. Elves, yes, but our people specifically. The darkness, it seems, has a grudge against our kind. And I think that the Cinder Claw are using that power of that grudge to keep the Ekujae from striking back against them. We have received reports that there are other pillars like this rising up through the jungle. They are erecting more and more, extending their power further and further afield. And we cannot fight back. So I ask you, what would you say if I asked you to investigate the jungle to the east? If I am wrong and you end up blind, I promise to heal you. Free of charge, Goblin.
Yeah, when she looks down to say that to Plame, she realizes he's not there.
Oh, dear.
And that was the modified 29.
Nice.
Gotcha.
So you do see Inara just laying on the ground, kind of like dozing off.
If it's some type of haunt, some type of manifestation, like similar to that we saw in the portal, but it only affects Ekujae, we could be the ones that would possibly slip by it and be unaffected if it's some type of hex or ward against Ekujae. So
You two are the only ones that know what's happening.
exactly.
Yeah, his body and Fawin.
And Fawin realizes that Plame is not there either.
Yeah.
Boddy says, right, I think we need to investigate the sorcerer or the wizard or whatever it was.
Yes.
And then everything's south, east, and southeast so far, right?
Deeper into the Mwangi.
Yeah.
Yeah, east and south.
Well-
So it looks like they scattered, but they assume they're heading back to their base. So it's somewhere mostly east and a little south, they think.
Boddy leans in and says, I think we need to go investigate the sorcerer first.
If they erected an obelisk there, then we could maybe look at one that's inert that gets some clues, and then when we face one that's active.
We go east and look into this blind spot.
Right. It's almost like they're using these obelisks as waypoints in a similar way that the Aiuvarin teleport people. If they accentuate power, it could be a really great find.
Boddy says, well, what do you think they were using it for?
Yeah, they seem to be somehow almost, I got the impression it was almost like way stations or like a beacon, like a fire beacon or a watchtower, that this does this with arcane power, expanding the area in which these people can operate.
Right. If that's the case, we need to see for our own eyes if it works and doesn't, if they're using it or not.
Yes.
We can go check it out for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure, Plame will want to go. He's always up for adventure.
Yeah.
And Inara, you can tell she's bored hanging out here.
Where's Wargy?
Probably laying down with her
Yeah, curled up next
Yeah.
to her.
after eating half the feast.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Sides
she
slightly
didn't-
bulging.
Hopefully she did not get into the peppers.
Oh. Spicy dog food.
She's staying in your tent.
Did you say my name?
Yes, how would you like to kill some things tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow sounds good.
And Fawin looks back and says, "We'll help."
Excellent. And the two twins say, "We have arranged accommodations for you to stay for the night. You may return whenever you need to resupply or find healing in this vital quest. You have our fullest support."
If we meet any of your people out on patrol, is there a symbol or a way they can know that we are friends?
Yes. Take my brooch. And then Atsu takes his little brooch off. It's like a leaf with a leopard embedded on it. Have them look at this. And hands it to you.
Okay. Very good. When the time comes, she's going to give it to Boddy since she has the knife, and she suggests that maybe Boddy cast detect magic on this little brooch on it when the time comes.
But he says, right. But until then,
like, maybe not cast it right in front of them, but
until then, you want me to carry it?
yeah.
So yeah, they've arranged some places for you, a home for you all to stay in. Some sleeping platforms on the ground.
For me?
Yep, with like mosquito netting over them. There's not a
nice.
whole lot of mosquitoes this high up in the trees, oddly enough. Well, first off, do you guys want to do anything else that night? Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me roll a perception check for these two. After everyone leaves, the two twins go, "Watch very closely, little goblin." And they take their cloaks and they pull them over themselves and go, it's not like they vanish, it's like they just sort of recolor so they're the same color as everything behind them.
Oh, wow.
And they're just going to walk off like a heat shimmer.
You hear off in the darkness,
I gotta get me one of those.
They rolled twin 17s on their perception checks.
So just for Fawin and Boddy and Inara, Plame definitely, you can tell he wasn't even paying attention to anything in Kittia. Didn't listen to anything in Kittia. When the two twins like appeared behind her, he just was fascinated. He wanted to know how that happened. So he stepped back in the shadows just so that he could sit there and watch them to see what happened when they disappeared. And apparently they have predator powers.
Yep.
Is that the Cloak of Elven kind that does that in D&D?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Okay, so y'all crash out, and the night is pretty uneventful. Well, for most of you at least. Fawin, you find yourself drifting off.
Maybe she's drifted off a couple of times, but then at some point she does fall asleep.
Yeah. Fawin turns. She must have been turning, although she does not remember choosing to move. As the motion completes, she finds herself beneath the castle, at Alcetta's ring, where the battle with Vaz and Trevor and the undead are swirling around her. Mesmer is at her feet, the patron's power flows through her, her confidence swells. And suddenly Vaz is there, impossibly close, as though distance had ceased to matter. Her pale hand closes around Fawin's throat before she can even react. And the cold that grips her is immediate, absolute, stealing the very breath from her lungs, even as her fingers claw at the unyielding touch. But this hand it's not flesh, it's something ancient and unmoving. Fawin struggles, unable to free herself, unable to cry out. Vaz leans close, and the illusion of life unravels around her. Vaz's face thins, drains, changes, revealing bone beneath skin, until it is only a skull with strands of blonde hair clinging to it, and steel-gray eyes that stare back at her remorselessly. "Say goodbye, little witch." Darkness closes in from every side, and Vaz tilts her head back and laughs. And although the laugh should be triumphant, it carries no joy. It is something cold and horrifying. And with that, everything collapses into blackness. The cold that follows is deeper than anything natural, and while it does not burn or bite, it erases the world. It erases sensation, even the feeling of her lungs breathing and her heart beating are washed away. Fawin feels nothing, thinks nothing, is nothing, and yet somehow she knows that she is being pulled along in the current of a great metaphysical river that does not exist, and with it, the souls of countless others flow with her. A sound, sharp and defiant, breaks through the silence, and although it should not exist in this place, it cuts through everything. A shimmer, the silvery patchworks of splinters appear within the void, and as it spreads, it forms a web of threads that drift and fray as though caught in an unseen current, and within it, tangled and struggling, Mesmer appears just out of Fawin's reach. One fragile strand brushes Fawin's hand, and Mesmer screams. And although the sound begins as a familiar cry, it twists and contorts into something raw and agonized, something that does not belong to any natural creature. And she understands with terrible clarity that Mesmer is enduring something horrific for her. The silver strand coils, wrapping her wrist. Another her waist, the thin strand so tight, Fawin wonders if it will cut her in twain. Another catches the leg, the other arm around her throat. The frigid emptiness of the unseen current that had been drawing Fawin away falters. For a moment she hangs there, suspended in the webbing like a marionette tangled in her puppeteer's strings. Then the web recoils, dragging Fawin's very essence back along by silvery strands as their power sears into her. She tries to cry out, but the length about her neck strangles the sound. Vaz's voice, somewhere behind her and yet everywhere in the darkness, hisses, "Death is coming, little witch. The Great Master will find you. Death is coming. Black fingers reach for you. Death is coming." Fawin jolts awake with a violent gasp, her hand going to her throat. She sucks in air and her heart slams into her ribs. The natural darkness of night is around her. The sound of insects in the jungle. The motion of people walking about Akrivel.
It's just a dream. It's just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. We're okay, Mesmer. Let's go back to sleep.
Yet a voice lingers, faint and fading, but unmistakable, as though it had followed her across that eternal threshold. Death is coming, little witch. Death. So, it's a bright sunny morning. Y'all wake up, and there's Jossie and Laketia, and they have come to greet you. And Akosa as well.
How's Boddy feeling? Got drunk for the first time, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. How is he feeling?
Give me a fortitude save,
Yeah, we'll
buddy.
see. I mean, he was just a little tipsy. He wasn't that bad. That's an 11 on the dice plus 13, so a 24.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're okay.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, feeling pretty good. You see
little
Plame
headache,
walking
not
by with this like haunch of morning after greasy pig feet chomping on him.
Nice.
Need some breakfast? And they'll hand it out to you.
But he says, well, it's chill. And he pulls out his dog slicer, slices a piece off, and with his thumb holds it and just eats on it. Says, right, well, any news on the girl, on Saffron?
I haven't seen Saffron or the girl. Wait, you're just a sleeper. I see what you mean. No. I kind of scouted a little bit last night. Did not see her at all.
Right, well,
I'm wondering if she was pretty beat up. Maybe she's still resting.
yeah.
Inara is still sleeping in the exact spot that she was in last night.
Just passed out in the town square.
Oh my gosh.
So she's not here.
That's funny. Boddy says, well, all right, I'm going to prepare my spells. And he goes, you see him find a nice quiet place, and he pulls out his spell book, and he sits cross-legged, and he starts reading. He says, there's some new things I might learn.
Alrighty.
Fawin spends time with Mesmer in the commune with him, and
So once you got your spells prepared, You get kind of nudged with a boot there, Inara. And there's a tree branch in your face, kind of waving at you.
She like smacks it out of the way aggressively.
It kind of smacks you back.
What are you doing? Stop it.
You're
Do I
going
owe
to
you-
be late for your
Do I
quest.
owe you money? Huh?
You're going to be late for your quest.
Quest?
Yes,
What's-
we have all the gear ready.
What quest are we going on?
You may want to speak with your companions about that. Kitty is just kind of laughing and shaking her head.
You're always starting something. It's always go through this and do that and go through the portal. What are you even doing anymore? Inara is going to go try and find people. She's also going to try and find whatever scraps of the feast there are to eat for breakfast.
Yeah, they'll have like some fish and some other things. It looks like they have been cooked for breakfast.
Oh, okay. Any drinks?
Probably some more of that palm wine if you're looking for it.
So she'll go try and find everyone.
All right, so you collect up the rest of the party, and you see that there's a bunch of gear that's been set out in the public square where the feast had been held.
Oh, wild.
Wait, that's where it just was, wasn't it?
Yeah, you stumbled right over it. You tripped on a
okay.
couple things and kept them as you're heading by. Yeah.
So is everyone there now?
Well, eventually you collect them all up.
Okay.
And so you have, I don't know if anybody wants to write this down, 3 pup tents, 5 full water skins, 4 weeks worth of rations, mosquito netting, 6 vials of anti-plague, 3 lesser elixirs of life, 10 vine arrows, and 4 lesser potions of healing.
How many was that last one?
4.
10.
Oh, 10 vine arrows.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
10 by hours, dang it.
And 4 lesser potions of healing.
Okay.
In addition, Enketia says, you can have my spare staff.
Boddy looks at it and says, right, what does this do?
It is defensive in nature. Your caster seemed a little, she kind of pokes Fawin with it.
Hey.
A little frail. I thought she could use it.
You got a point there.
You see Plame just wandering around to the different campfires, loading up his backpack. They don't use money around here. Everything's free.
Plame is the reason why communism doesn't work.
He's right. Goblin greed.
Goblin greed.
That's hilarious.
He's like dragging a potted plant. Yeah, staff of protection, Fawin.
Amazing. Staff of protection.
Wooden staff, sturdy, unyielding. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to your DC to avoid being shoved or tripped. You can spend an hour imbuing it with magic. You get it imbues it with a number of charges equal to your highest level spell.
Wild.
And you can also put spells into it and basically turn spells into charges if you need to. You can cast the shield cantrip, alarm, and mystic armor, which are first level, dispel magic, environmental endurance, and resist energy, which are second level. And it uses up a number of charges equal to the spell level.
Wild. And how many charges does it have to begin with?
What's your highest level spell?
3?
3. So
Okay.
there you go. And then each day you spend an hour with it, it goes back up to 3 charges.
Amazing. Can I get it over 3? Like if I load it up with extra spells?
Yeah, you can take spells and you can convert them into charges.
Yeah.
You have to spend an hour with it to do that, but yes. Though the charges I think only last for 24 hours, and then they drain away.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not quite like your old school staffs. It runs a little differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she gets 3 charges free each day.
And then you can pump it up with more charges.
So shield, alarm, mystic armor, dispel magic, environmental endurance, and resist energy.
Well, I know you used Dispel
It's
Magic already.
a staff of protection.
Yeah, it's not protection.
Yeah.
So you already used Dispel Magic before in the past. So
Right.
that means you can free that slot up and put something else in there
Yeah.
that's more circumstantial and then convert.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That is way cool.
They ask, if you're going to the ruins, will you return to Akrivel before continuing with your quest?
Aren't the ruins on south?
Yeah, they're about 10 miles south. You could go, basically, you can go about 20 miles a day. So So you could go 10 miles south and then 10 miles back.
Are the tracking people to the south, are they farther south than the ruins?
Yeah, they weren't past them.
Yeah, so probably we wouldn't come back. We'd go to the ruins and then go on. Unless we found something of importance you needed us to bring back to you.
We kind of think for a second and go, if you could return in a day, we would wish to offer you a gift, Plame.
Why?
I would need to spend a day with your crossbow.
Why?
I'm going to put a ruin on it.
You're going to ruin it.
Yes.
Okay, I guess. We'll have to come back though because I can't really hunt very well without it.
True.
Maybe you have another one he can use until we come back.
We can give him they'll lend him a bow if he wants.
Sure.
Don't use those suck.
And Plame can kind of that loud whisper. Don't say their stuff sucks. It makes them feel bad, even if it's true. We'll just...
How are they ever gonna know if we don't tell them? Gotta keep breaking it.
And he kind of looks up. They know.
Oh, they know.
Boddy looks over at Fawin and says, Fawin,
Yes.
your dagger and now your new knife, maybe you could have them move that returning rune from your dagger to that new knife.
You got a new knife?
She kind of glances at Boddy like, thanks. And yes, they gave me a gift for telling the story. And she pulls out this really fantastic looking Chilaxian style dagger.
That's kind of gaudy.
Yeah, but it's so wonderful.
What's wonderful about it? It looks kind of like one of those things that are just for decoration only. Like it looks like something you would hang above a bar.
Ah, yes. And she concentrates for a moment, and it morphs before Plame's eyes into a dog slicer.
Now see, it's broken now.
It's got what they call a shifting rune on it. It can change its shape into something that you want or need.
That is interesting.
She hands it to Plame. Here, hold it.
And Plame will take it, and he'll look and say, anything?
I think so.
And he'll go, ooh. Does it turn into a torch?
No.
Maybe it's just weapons. Think about a crossbow for a moment.
Will it turn into a crossbow? No.
Okay.
It has to be a melee thrown weapon. It has to be the same type as the original item.
One-handed.
Yep, one-handed.
Well, maybe it doesn't work for goblins.
And he'll think real hard, and it turns into a pair of brass knuckles. Ooh. That's not bad. I mean, I think there's some people that really could use these. Not my style, but still, cool. And he'll hand it back.
Yeah.
Because maybe you could use those.
And she morphs it back into the Chilaxian dagger again.
That's okay. You'll pat her on the back. You'll be you. So they just gave you that? I tell you, these people are crazy.
It was nice of them to do.
I mean, yeah, there's nice, and then there's kind of gullible. Do you remember last night how Nketia was talking about the Jasi and Akosa and how they were so stupid?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like an elven thing.
In what way?
Never. That's okay. We should get going.
Where are we going? I guess I missed the memo on what's going on here.
I don't know. I think we're going somewhere and coming back.
Boddy says,
Well, that's what we always do. But what are we doing this time?
they told us that there was some wizard or caster that was killed by the Guardian when we first got there. We kind of rushed away, but might have some notes or communication or one of those books again, connecting it to Voss. It'd be nice to know if maybe her contact here was taken out. That would let our minds rest more easy.
So we're investigating?
Right, well, there might be some bad things there too.
Fawin, when you woke me up last
Yes.
night, you said we were killing people today.
Right. Well, that was before we got slightly distracted, but I imagine if we run into any bad guys along the way, you get first dibs.
And to be fair, she said we would kill some things, not necessarily people. It could be something else.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, if we don't find anything, we're going to keep going south. Who are we following south again? The party that was looking for the darkness?
Correct.
What about Saffron? We're Where is she? Is she coming with us?
Yeah,
I
we
thought
should-
she needed our help.
We should go find her if she's still in her cabin. Haven't seen her all morning, and neither has anybody else.
So she just disappeared?
No, I'm sure she's in her cabin sleeping. She's very young and been through a lot.
So are we just leaving her here and then we're coming back, or what?
Yeah, that sounds best. But if you want to check on her, that makes perfect sense.
Okay. Well, this is starting to sound like a very boring day. I guess we better get it over with.
There you go. That's the spirit.
Plame will dig out his mug and say, "Here, have a breakfast beer." And then we'll go.
Oh, thank you. I was looking. They don't have anything around.
They have that wine stuff,
I
but it's
know.
kind of, I don't know, soury,
Boddy
sweet.
seemed to like it. Boddy got drunk last night.
What? Really?
First time. I don't know about first time, but he had a couple sips and this man was touching his face. He couldn't tell what was going on.
Well, he ate that pepper and he wasn't very, he was
They
probably
say-
a little disoriented.
Yeah, apparently they told him it was mildly spicy.
I mean, it was.
That was mildly spicy.
The one I ate.
I don't think we ate the same pepper then.
Probably not. I have another if you want one.
Oh, you guys are terrible. So good.
No, I'm good on that. I was trying my luck. I'm good.
Oh, did I tell you what, did I tell you what Akosa said about that stuff they gave you?
What stuff?
You know the goop that in the
goop?
jars.
Yeah, the pepper guy he kept pointing at the peppers and then the jar, and then he kept making weird fidgety movements, and I don't know. I think he was on something, but I couldn't really. This stuff has something to do with the peppers, I guess. I'm not
I think
really
they made
sure
it
what
out of the peppers, and I think they said that there's in the jungle there's lots of plants or bugs or whatever that can sting and paralyze as the way they hunt. And if you have somebody paralyzed, you can slap some of that stuff on them and it'll help them not be paralyzed.
Okay. So when you use it to become unparalyzed, how spicy those peppers were, I feel like that would not feel good.
I guess it's better to get to eat it.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
But that may be something that you want to share with Boddy so that you have it spread around a little bit. Because I think if you're paralyzed, it would be hard to use it yourself.
Yeah, I have 4 of them. I guess we could each have one. Why don't we just each hold on to one?
That's a good
Not a bad idea, yeah.
Right.
Here. Apparently it's made out of the peppers, so I wouldn't drink it.
Right. You're saying that I can't handle the peppers.
Well, you didn't handle it very well last night, I'll say that.
We'll ask you the forest. And get us laughing.
Boddy kind of frowns a little bit and tucks the vial in his belt. He says, "Right, well, it's the first time I've had anything spicy like that. Didn't know it'd do that to me." Or
No,
that.
I get it. I mean, and with the way these elves are, you wouldn't think they just are eating that kind of stuff,
Yeah. Well, they're much older than they look. They've had practice.
Either way, it was fun hanging out with you. I'm glad you drank a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'll not make a habit of it, but I meant it when I said when we find your sister, I will have a drink with you again, and her.
What?
Yeah.
My sister?
Her sister, Pris. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The one you're looking for.
Yeah.
The one with the drawing you showed me. Yeah, and we find her, and we will find her.
Maybe.
Yeah, I believe we will. Look what we've done together so far. Fawin and that goblin came into my life, and everything's changed since then. Here I am, getting drunk,
Middle of some jungle.
getting drunk amongst elves.
Yeah.
Me, a hobgoblin,
Yeah, weird, huh?
never would have imagined. And now we're going off to find some wizard contact of a necromancer we killed to defend a castle that I'd never even heard of.
It's kind of crazy, huh?
Boddy says, well, what I mean to say is, I'm very glad that I met all of you. I hope we survive all this. It'd be a shame to die in some elf jungle. Get some poison bat or something.
You're not gonna die with me around, Boddy. She kind of gives him row bump, but it's very it moves you.
Boddy's whole body shakes and leans when he hits me. He's like, all right, well, we'll keep you in front.
Did you say there was a bat?
So Boddy was serious, and he starts walking toward the cabin where we saw Saffron.
Oh, yes. Okay, as you're heading there, there's a branch kind of grabs your shoulder, Plame.
Huh?
And then Katia leans down and says, I want to thank you for helping my father be less stupid.
I'm not going to take credit for that, because he's pretty stupid.
She will offer you a small charm. She takes this off her necklace. It looks like it's made of sort of a scintillating, multicolored stone
Wow.
that's cut to shape like a dragon.
Wow.
That wasn't close to any of the symbols we need for the Ayudaros, is it?
No, I
No.
don't think
Okay.
so.
That looks fancy.
So Plame will look at it and goes, well, this is nice, but I mean, it's a little fancy for me. Are you sure?
You can give it to one of your companions if you wish.
Okay.
That's my thank you.
And I know you don't use money around here, but if you come with some more of those like cool cloaks that the weird twins were wearing, I would buy one. Just saying.
We'll keep an eye out.
And then he'll look back down but thank you. It's a very nice gift. I appreciate this. It's a very fine pendant. He'll kind of turn his head and he's just looking at it, but
Yeah. And she'll tell you quickly what it does. It has 4 abilities. You can breathe fire, or produce flame, once per day.
what?
Yeah, I gave it to a goblin. That was a bad
This
mistake.
is a bad thing, but it's good.
10 minutes of dark vision once a day.
Uh-huh.
Fire resistance for 10 minutes once a day.
Wild. Nice.
And speak draconic for 10 minutes once a day.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Each of those once.
That could be a story-changing item if we meet a dragon to be able to talk to
They
one.
keep giving, like, with the way this place is handing out magic items and equipment, it makes it seem like we're about to step into something really bad.
We don't
Right.
watch it. Now,
Right?
just so you know, this is a little bit of behind the curtain. That thing is worth 360 gold pieces. So between that and the vials of stuff they gave us, holy.
We have a lot of money.
Yeah. So Plame will again continue to look at it and he'll listen and she tells him, and he goes, that is very, very nice. That is very generous. Thank you. I think one of my party, this may be fated more for them. And he'll look up and goes, hey, Inara. I think you might need this. You're kind of, you got that dragon tattoo thing, and this is really cool.
Dragon, this is Snake.
Snake, dragon, the reptiles, okay? So soon. And Plame will give you the pendant and tell you about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys were wondering why she was getting attitude in the Ekujae village.
Oh.
Okay, I mean, it's not really my style, but does she have to wear it?
You just have to hold it in hand. Tie it to your clothes, however you want to handle it.
I was gonna say she like ties it to the sword, kind of.
Plame will say, according to Katia, this occasionally will let you talk to dragons.
Really?
Yeah, and you can see in the dark, which I don't need because I already see in the dark when it's really many for, those weak human eyes. But also, apparently once a day, you can like create this big burst of fire, and that's pretty cool too.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, and you don't get
Okay.
burned, I guess, or something.
Okay. I mean, hey, I'll take it. If it doesn't have any negative effects, why not?
That's true. I mean, other than it's kind of gaudy, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
tell them that.
Yeah. Although they have been giving us a lot of stuff, it kind of makes me suspicious.
I tell you, these people are weird. And sees a goblin now. He's like, they don't use money. They just, like, if somebody needs something, they give it to them. You gotta, you want food. There's the hunters bring back food for everybody. Kind of normal, but still.
I mean, it seems kind of nice, but it's
would
just
say-
not the way the world works,
And it's still a goblin. I would say it's an elf thing, but that's not
No,
that's
that's not Fawin.
not Fawin. But anyway, hopefully it will be useful as we go look at this wizard guy.
Yeah, I'll take it. Hopefully it's not cursed or anything. I think that dagger they gave her is cursed.
That dagger is gaudy.
I
don't
know.
know. It's really weird.
I feel like there's something wrong with it.
Probably. And I mean, it can be a serious weapon. They gave it to Fawin.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's probably like those crappy bows. Hopefully they
Yeah.
won't. And he stops for a second. Hopefully they won't break my crossbow. But But they do seem like they know a lot of magic, so I think that'd be all right.
Yeah, they just don't know how to make a good weapon. Yeah.
So you guys head out, I guess, and you set down into the jungle with the twitter of bugs and the screech of birds overhead. And Jossie at least will escort you to the ruins of the old temple. You can't go much further without being blinded, but you can go that far.
Jossie managed to drag himself out of his cabin to come down with us?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You head off into the jungle, into episode 93.
See that big structure down there? Episode 100. It's right up there. It's coming up the hill.
We're getting close.
Wayfinder Legends is a production of Render RPG, LLC, and all original characters and artwork are the property of the respective creators. The Age of Ashes Adventure Path was originally produced by Paizo Publishing, and all Paizo characters, titles, and artwork are used as the spec under the guidelines of the OGL and ORC gaming licenses. If you like what you've heard, join the party at patreon.com/renderdnd. You'll get additional content, Discord access, quarterly gifts, and more. Join the party at patreon.com/renderdnd.
To celebrate 100 episodes of adventure, the Wayfinder Legends podcast is hosting a special giveaway.
One lucky active Patreon member in the $5 tier or above will be randomly selected to win a unique, never-before-seen Wayfinder Legends t-shirt.
And a hardcover copy of Lost Omens, the Mwangi Expanse. The 312-page Pathfinder sourcebook from Paizo Publishing that is packed with lore, culture, and adventure hooks from one of Galarian's most vibrant regions.
And you probably expect that to be signed. Well, we will sign it if you ask.
So how do these entries work?
Your Patreon tier determines how many entries you automatically receive. For every month, you're a Patreon between March 15th and the day of the drawing. Copper Dragons get 1 entry per month, Brass Dragons 2 entries per month.
All the way up to Gold Dragons, who get 10 entries per month, and Platinum Dragons get 20 entries per month.
If you're already a patron, you're automatically entered.
And if you've been thinking about joining the party or increasing your dragon horde, now's the perfect time.
The deadline to enter is Friday, May 16th at midnight.
And the winner will be announced on episode 100, dropping Monday, May 18th.
Wherever you're tuning in from Brazil to Thailand,
From Australia to Sweden,
And all parts in between.
Thank you for helping Wayfinder Legends reach 100 episodes.
Join the party!
we are back. We are recording episode 92. Man.
Have you not got your name in the hat yet for the 100 episode giveaway? I mean, if you haven't,
We giving stuff away?
you were going to give stuff away.
We are giving away our 100th episode.
We give away 100% of the profits that we made.
I don't think Plame would give anything away
After his discussion with Akosa, no.
about gold.
That's it. It's not that he's greedy. He just is, confused.
Yeah.
How do you live?
I mean, like goblins try to do that and live without money. People will chase them down with pitchforks. Torches. Oh, bring back my baby. I mean, they were the one that wrapped it up and left it right outside the door as a gift while they were working in the yard. I don't understand.
That's funny. Oh my God.
Quote Warble, I had to run, but I got away with the kittens.
She said. That's what she said.
Test food.
Oh my gosh. Yes, the most traumatizing episode title ever.
Kittens too.
The Kittens too, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, how do you like the kitten meat?
So I was looking for where I had left off in the module.
The darkness.
I cast magic missile.
That's what we should have done.
I'm Galstaff, sorcerer of light.
What does that have to carry magic mail?
And how the first guardians had to sacrifice themselves so their souls could be turned into weapons to kill it.
And Fawin's hand kind of absentmindedly goes down to that shape-shifting dagger.
Oh, wow. There's no way.
Is that Fred?
Grandpa! Let me out of this sheath. I'm suffocating.
I can't take you people anywhere.
How do you like me now? Do you like me now? Do you like me now?
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
But until then, like, maybe not cast it right in front of them, but
You're telling you want me to carry it?
yeah.
Like, you take the radioactive metal. Until we know what it is.
Totally non-poisonous.
Yeah.
Really?
Do not taunt Happy Fun Ball.
None approach Happy Fun Ball.
Yeah. Do not throw Happy Fun Ball. Do not eat near Happy Fun Ball. If Happy Fun Ball becomes warm, consult the manufacturer immediately.
Then the web recoils, dragging Fawin back by her very essence along the silvery strands, as though... Yeah, that went well. Let me try that again.
I kind of scouted a little bit last night. Did not see her at all. I did see Kosa and Josie. They were, I guess, preparing because they were practicing martial arts or something.
All right.
Grappling.
Yeah, I think so. Like some wrestling and different things. But it's good to see people that are really prepared for war. For battle, you know.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy.
Remember when I said there's some parts of the module you can probably skip first time if you want.
This part right here.
Okay, we won't finish that one. Question. Do you know if continuing damage bypasses damage resistance, or does damage resistance come out?
Persistent damage?
Persistent damage.
As far as damage, it looks like persistent damage is just damage, right?
Yeah.
So it still has a type. So it's persistent fire, persistent bleed, persistent acid, and if you apply resistance or a weakness, then that will apply every time the damage is dealt.
Okay.
So if it's dealt at the beginning of every round, if you're weak to it or if you're resistant to it, then that applies then.
If it's acid resistance is 5 and you take 4 points of damage, no damage. If it's 6 points of damage, you take 1 damage.
Yeah.
Each time that it has an iteration of damage.
Which is interesting because what it means is, it makes sense. Even though it's persistent damage, it really is just damage that ticks once per whatever interval.
Yeah.
Right? So like once per turn if it's at the beginning of your turn or whatever. So it's more of a tick damage.
Correct.
Not like all throughout a round kind of damage.
Never would have imagined. And now we're going off to find some wizard contact of a necromancer we killed to defend a castle that I'd never even heard of.
It's kind of crazy, huh?
So you're saying you're off to see the wizard? I was just asking for a friend.
Yeah.
It's the wonderful wizard that knew Voz.
Bravo! Flamiosa!
Because of the terrible she was.
We killed.
See, I'm just a player, but I think Brook deserves a hero point for that.
Yes! You do, sir. You do.
Let's talk about this. You are the stingiest GM when it comes to hero points. We were throwing out all kinds of story elements and being cool all kinds of ways. We need to get you like get you a drink so you can loosen up and throw for what the heck?
That's probably true. That is probably true.
Before Plame puts a pepper in your Mountain Dew.
You'll just like it.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, listeners of Wayfinder Legends, the Red Dirt RPG Network has partnered with the Kobold Lounge to bring you the T-Shirt of the Month Club. It's a rotating showcase of community-created art, and each month, gamers from the lounge submit designs, and then their community Discord votes, and the top 3 become limited edition shirts. No reruns, no restocks. Yep. Just like a drink from Inara's tankard, grab it now while you have a chance because it's going to be gone. There won't be any leftovers. No matter what realm you have to travel to, get a critical success on your t-shirt fashion by gearing up at theoldkoboldpub.co. Theoldkoboldpub.co. Get them now before they're gone.